Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Will. Today I'm going to come on and just make a standing spray for you. I've had a few people ask to see how I make them, so I was needing to make some for the shop, and I thought, well, while I'm making them for the shop, let's just come on and do a video. This is going to be our smaller standing spray. These currently, with the prices of flowers and stuff right now, these usually start around 130, 130 and go up. This is going to be, it's not a, this is more of our smaller size. We have like a small, medium, large, extra large, but this is a smaller one. And they usually, like I said, start around 130 at the shop. So I just want to show you a little bit of the things we're going to be using today. I have some silk leather leaf that we're going to be using. I have some ficus. May use it, may not. I really like the texture of this because in the spray, sometimes I like to have multiple textures on it. Also got out some sword fern. Again, movement and texture. Don't know if we're going to use it, but I do like it. The flowers we're going to be using, this is two bushes that I've cut apart. This was a lily. There was they're all on there, but it was cut apart. There's two of them. But it's lilies and roses and little filler flower. But this is the flowers we're going to be using. I'm going to do this one more neutral, where it can be for a guy or a girl. And then these look a lot alike, but I have zinnia and aster right here just in case we need some extra little filler flower. And then, of course, I have my onion grass that y'all know I love to use and everything because, again, it's got the movement on it. So, like I said, this is a smaller spray. It's not going to be on a stand this large. I just put it on this stand so you can see because my work table is really high right here. So if I put it on a smaller stand, you can't see it. So let's get started. You may see me bounce in and out of camera, but I want you to really see what's going on. So I'm more zoomed in on this. So you may see me pop off camera from time to time. And if I do, I apologize. But it's just so that you can see what's going on. So we're going to start with our leather leaf. And what we do is we come in and we stick one on the top, push it down. I kind of lay it back a little bit, let it tilt back, just to give it some texture. What we do on the top, you're going to do on the bottom. So we're going to come in on the bottom and stick one. Now this one I do kind of lean forward just so it's not so flat. It gives it that little bit of movement. I'm going to take two more pieces. These come in bundles of 12. I usually use about two, sometimes a little extra on it. So about 24 pieces of leather is what will be on this one with the silk leather. But we put one on the top, one on the bottom. Now we're going to go left and right. So we're making a cross basically. I'm going to come in here, and I know that foam is loud. It's probably picking up loud on this mic too, and I apologize. So there's our cross that we start with. Like I said, what we do on the top, we do on the bottom because it makes balance. What we do on the left, we do on the right. So we got our cross shape going on. I'm going to come in now and put four pieces here, but I'm going to cut them. And what I'm going to cut them down. And what I do, I'm not going to cut it because I've already got them cut over here. But I just take and I cut these bottom two leaves off, like right here, and cut it, and just use the top part. But save this because you can still use it. So don't throw it away. You know, we don't throw anything away. So this is the four that I've cut. Like I said, this is just these top five leaves. Is what's on these. So I'm going to come in here and stick one here, right there. I'm going to come over to the side and stick one on this side. And sometimes they're a little hard to get in there. Stick one there and one there. Again, what we do on the top, we got to do on the bottom. So I'm going to come down here on the bottom and stick them in. And the reason I cut these shorter is I'm more of like a shape person. So as you see now, it's more of a diamond shape. Instead of being round, we have the long, and these are staying inside, and then long and staying inside. So it's more of a diamond shape now to get our texture going. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the remaining leather leaf and we're going to fill in the middle. And these can be left long. You can cut them. You can do whichever. What I like to do is just kind of come in and crisscross them and kind of bend them back because it covers the foam. And that's the whole point, is to cover your mechanics as much as possible because you don't want to see any of this sticking through. So like I said, what I kind of do is just crisscross back and forth over, working my way down and across. Yeah, I just like to crisscross it and kind of fill it in as I go. We'll put one more right here too, but I'm saving a little bit of room. I am leaving a few holes in this one because I do have the ficus that I'm wanting to use too. So I don't want to get the leather too full so that you don't see the ficus, but at the same time you do want to make sure mechanics are covered because you don't want foam showing in your arrangement. And that's the good thing about silk, is you can bend it. We'll come up here and stick another one up here. Just bend it back. And you can kind of lay it over to the side if you want to, but like I said, I'm trying to just leave a little bit of room because I do want to use the ficus in here as well. So I don't want to fill it too full of the leather to start with. Okay. Here's that. Now you can also cut 2 more short ones if you want and stick them right in the middle. So we'll go ahead and do that. Just cut 2 more. Just cut those bottom leaves off just like we were doing earlier on the side pieces. And I'm going to come in here and stick these like right here in the middle. One there and one here. Okay. And that pretty well covers our mechanics. I mean, you can see that pretty well covers it, but I want the texture and the design. So I am going to take a little bit of this ficus that we have and we're going to cut it in. I have some pieces laying here that's all different. Now I did actually put a steel pick on this one because when I was looking at it earlier, I wanted it longer so you could see it. So this one's got a steel pick so we can come out down here at the bottom. Yeah. And so we're going to cut some of these down because I don't want them as long. Well, we can leave them. We'll leave them long. I was going to cut them, but you know, I'll just stick them more toward the middle. And like I said, I'm mainly doing this for texture, as you see, because there's already leather there, but this is giving it a lot more texture. Again, same concept. What we do at the top, we do at the bottom. So I'll stick one in the top, stick one in the bottom. Stick one on the left, stick one in the right. Stick one right in there. Bring this one, stick right in here. And we won't have to have as much of it. I'm going to cut this one down because I don't want to lose that shape that we got going. So I'm just going to cut this little piece off. Again, don't throw it away. That little piece can still be used. I'm going to throw it over there to the side. And the reason I cut that down is because I didn't want to lose that diamond shape. So I'm going to do the same with this one because see, it's sticking out further than this one. And we don't want that. So cut it down. Save that piece. I'm going to cut these down a little bit just because I want them to be shorter on these side pieces because that's where the shorter pieces are here. So I want it shorter here as well. And like I said, we're just filling in holes and filling it up with texture. And now those little pieces that I cut off and saved over here, they'll actually work great for right in here in the middle. So I'm going to get a few of those little pieces that we cut off. This is just those little side pieces that we cut off. And I just want to bring them in here and stick them around the middle. Because like I said, we just want texture. And that's what we're getting. Is right now is some texture. I do want a little piece right here because there's a little ficus leaf over here. So again, cut that little piece off. Bring it in here and just stick it right here on the side. Just to let those ficus leaves show through there. So this is what we have so far. You can see there we've got texture, we've got, and it's pretty well covered. So that's what we want. You want your mechanics covered where you're not looking through it. Still have the diamond shape, but we got plenty and plenty of texture on there. All right, so we're going to lay this other off to the side. Like I said, I've got the sword fern, but I think for right now I'm going to wait and see. Once we put the flowers in, we may want to add some of it, so I'm not going to get rid of it just yet. I'm going to take our extra leather leaf, lay it off to the side because we may use it. Okay, and we're going to start on flowers, and I'm going to lay these out because you saw I had them all together. So I'm going to separate these out real quick. Okay, and I have them separated out so we can get to them. I'm going to start with the roses. These are so pretty, and there's a bunch of each one, but there's more roses. So yeah, let's start with the roses. what we're going to do is we're going to start setting our shape. Still setting shape, even though we've already established how it's a diamond. My trash can is off to the side right here, so I'm not throwing it in the floor. There is a trash can sitting right there. But we're going to come in up here. And a little bit. Just stick us a rose right there to get our height going. And I want it to lay back just a little bit, so I'm just going to bend it back so it's not laying so forward. More like that. Okay? We're going to still do our directions. So I put one at the top. I'm going to come put one at the bottom, and then one on each of the sides. Because at this point, we're still establishing shape. We got top and bottom, top and bottom. We're going to come in and do left and right. And I'm going to cut these down just a little bit because these do have some really long stems, which I love. But I don't need them quite that long. So I am going to cut these down just a little bit and then come in and insert them on the side. There is our roses going with our directions. Now I've got a few of these left, so what I'm thinking, how many we got left? I got 6. 6 of these left. So there's different options we can do. We can continue and come in with another row and put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which I like. Or we can do 1, 2, 3, kind of let them stagger down the middle. So let's play. Let's try it both ways and see which way we like it. Okay. So if we come in first and just continue on with our directions, we would come in and put 1 here. One here. And I threw that one on the floor. We'll put 1 here. We'll stand this one up. It kind of went forward, so I'm going to... No, there's not a right and wrong. I mean, it's totally however you want to do it. So, but I like this because we do have so many of them. We can just continue on like this. And then these two are going to lay out here. It's not bad. Okay, we can go with that. So that's our shape so far. You can see, put 1 here, 1 here. I put 1 here, so I put 1 here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Like I said, you just keep repeating to keep it balanced. So this is our shape so far. Not bad. Okay. Like I said, you could also walk them, and we could look. You could have this one here, then put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would still look a lot the same, but you would see the difference. So I'm going to move on to the lilies now, the big lilies, and we're just going to fill in with these. Where there's holes, we're going to stick a lily. And these are a lot larger flowers, so you may want to just kind of play with them and see, but like I'll put a lily here. I'm holding that spray bar because it is getting full now, so. I'm going to push this one in just a little bit more. Bring it down a little bit. There. More like that. The lilies will be more in a circle because I'm going to put a lily here, lily here, all in here, and then we'll see. Because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And look, I'm breaking my own rules because you always hear, work in odd numbers. Well, there's 8 of these, and we're going to make them work. Because why not? And we'll cut that one a little bit shorter. And we'll bring it right in here. Okay. We'll take another one. I brought one here, so I'm going to bring one here. Remember, what we do on one side, we do on the other. What you do on the top, you do on the bottom. Bring that one there. So now we got this shape going on. Okay. Threw my cutters in the floor. Let me grab those. All right, got the cutters. Bring this one right in here. And I want it sticking out toward the front a little bit more. And that's the good thing about silk flowers is you can bend them. Got that one there. So then we're going to bring our 2 right here. This out just a little bit. I'm going to bring 1 right here. And take this one. Bring it on the other side. Right about here. Okay. Their shape so far. And if you really wanted, let's bring one in between these 2 roses just because we got it. So let's do that. And let this one be a focal flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend these open a little bit more. And bring this lily right here. I'm going to bring this one down just a little bit. Like so. Okay. There's our shape so far. I hit our lines here. And then our lilies here. Okay. So there's our shape so far. Looking really good. We're going to take our filler flower that come with it first and use it. And then, like I said, if we need it, we do have these zinnias and asters that we saved just in case. But we're going to take these filler flowers. There's actually a couple of different ones in here when you look, but there's only a few of each one. So these kind of look like baby hydrangeas, and then they gave us 4 of these. So these, it's got 4. I'm going to do more toward the middle because there's just 4 of them. But we'll spread them out. But we'll put one here. Right there. And because I put one up there, what do? Right, we're going to come across from it and put one over here. Right in here. Just right in there so they're across from each other. Okay. I'm going to do this one the same, but I'm going to drop it. I think I want to do this one more here and here so they're in a line. So let's cut that down a little bit more because I'm a little shorter since they're not going to be sticking up as far. So, okay. One right there. And take this one right here and bring it right here. Just like so. And we're already getting pretty full with just those. I'm going to push this one in a little bit, bring it forward a little bit. It's laid back a little far for me. I'm going to take this one a little shorter. This is where the adjusting part comes in, where you start playing and adjusting and bending. Like that. But this is a good shape. We still have our shape established. We still have these. So let's start putting some of these in now. All right, I'm gonna bring one up here. And these, because they're filler flowers, you don't have to put them all in the same, like one here, one, like you could put one here because it just staggers it around. So bring one up here. When you're doing your main flowers, that's where you really want to, if you one here, but your filler flowers, well, they're just that. You can stick them wherever you would like. And I apologize, I'm stepping in front of the camera, but let's see, we're just staggering these around. Filling in wherever there's holes. And you can bring them out to the side. They don't have to go in the flower. Like you can bring them out to the side like that. Bring it out to the side over here. Because we're just filling in. We could put one right here. But I've only got two left, so I just want to make sure. What if we bring this one here and here? Yeah. Okay. Get right in there. Take this one and bring it right in here. Okay. As far as our basic shape, this right here could be done. This would be our standing spray. This would be our smaller. Like I said, these start around 125, 130, depending on the flowers and all. This one would probably be more around 130 because these are really, really nice textured flowers. So this one will probably be around 130 for starting. But this is our basic start. We do have these that we were talking about adding, these zinnias. Um, we could. Let's just look for some of the more zinnia-like ones because it's supposed to be zinnias and asters, but they look almost identical to me. Look, I mean, look at this. They all look the same. Okay, like, yeah, they said there was two different ones, but when you look at it, I was like, they all look the same. Yeah, look, I mean, they are so close. These are a little smaller. These are just a little bigger, but we won't have to do many. But I mean, you could bring them in. This lily right here needs to be moved because it's not wanting to lay right. But we could bring a zinnia up in here. I'm gonna have to put a pick on this. I'm gonna step out camera. My pick machine's over here. Here, I'll bring it up here where you can see. This is my steel picks machine, and all it does is you pull it forward to put a pick on it. You stick it like that, and it puts this nice razor sharp metal pick on the flowers. It gives it a little height and helps it stick in the flower. But it does fill in. So let's stick some of these in there. We won't have to do many of them. Um, just a few. It also brings in a little bit of the yellow that's in here because these have a yellow center, so it does still pick up the yellow. So they do work. We'll bring one right in here where this lily keeps misbehaving. Now, we could put one right here just because there is still a hole there. Yeah, I'd put a pick on this one too. I like that. I put one there. Like you could bring one here because there is a slot hole here. I got one here, so. I'm gonna put a pick on this lily. It's a little too short. I think is the reason it's wanting to spin around with us. That got it tightened in there. If you wanted to put one of the zinnias in here, because we are kind of coming down, you could put one here to continue on the shape, but it doesn't necessarily have to have it because the lily's your focal point. But I mean, you could stick one here just because they are coming down. Just to show you, let me lay one right here. And the reason I said because see, it's like a line. And then we got this one here, so it's kind of like stair stepping down. So, all right, so there we go. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I do standing sprays. Like I said, this one will be about 125 to 130 at the shop. Like I said, I did bring this sword fern, but I don't think we need it because if you get too much, it starts looking overcrowded. So, only thing we got left to put is the onion grass. And like I said, this is just for texture and movement. These don't have a rhyme or reason of any particular place they go. You just come in and anywhere you want a little something spraying out and movement, you stick these in. And see, they just add that little bit of movement. These have all been put on steel picks. And what I did was when they come, they're always straight like this. They just come on a bush and they're straight pieces of grass. I cut them in groups of threes and fours, because there's some of them's got three, some's got four. I mixed them. Run them in the steel pick machine, put a steel pick on them. And then to give them movement, all I do is I take my scissors and you curl them just like you're curling ribbon. Just curl it, curl it, curl it. And it gives it that movement and that texture on there, okay? And like I said, with these, there's no right or wrong way to put them in. Wherever you want texture and movement, you just stick them in the flowers, and then you can take your hands and pull them because they're going to move around. Like you're going to be able to manipulate that grass on there. Put one here. Yeah, some of them you stick out further, some don't. You can put them just wherever. But see, it does add a lot to it. I don't know if it picks up on camera as good, but I will pull it closer and show you a close up here in a moment. Let me get all these stuck in. Let me get all these stuck. I'm trying to keep from walking in front of the camera as much as possible. See, that one had four. Onion grass is very inexpensive. You get a lot on it for a little money, and it makes such an impact. I don't know if, like I said, I'll do a close up in a minute and let you see how much texture this adds to this design. Movement and texture, it's just, I love it. Okay. Yeah, never enough onion grass with me. Just kidding. You can't get too much. Like with anything, you can get too much. Okay, so I'm going to restrain myself and I'm going to stop right there on this one. Okay. I'm going to bring it up a little closer to the camera. I'm going to take it off the stand and bring it up and let you see. So here it is up close. You see this onion grass just when it moves and wiggles. So this is the spray. Like I said, this would be around 125, 130, probably closer to 130. It is a still considered a small, even though it's pretty large on here. But this is how we do our standing sprays. And as you see, like I said, we use a little bit of ficus, a little leather. roses, lilies, zinnias, and asters. This little filler flower, it kind of looks like a hydrangea, and then the onion grass. But there you go. All right, I'm gonna put this back on the stand real quick. Okay. Now, when it goes to the funeral home or the service or wherever it's going, it will be on a smaller stand, and we'll use Dixon pins and attach it to the stand. And all a Dixon pin is, let me grab one. This is Dixon pins. They're just wooden pins with a piece of metal, and we bend them. We dip them in the glue, and then it goes through around the wire on that and into the foam to hold it on the stand so that it won't fall off and come off. So we'll take Dixon pins and attach them. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is our standing spray. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to send them to me. I'm always willing to answer questions if I know. If I don't know the answer, I'll find someone that does and get you an answer on there. But this is it. So thank you all so much for joining. I hope you're all having a great weekend, since this is also today is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to any fathers out there. But I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Again, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye, guys.